It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Benedictine College head's volleyball coach, Coach Victoria Hurtt. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching and college volleyball?
I thought I was going to play forever, and I went and played overseas, and I decided that I wanted to be done, and I said I still want to be a part of the game, and so I actually started coaching a high school freshman team in my alma mater, Archbishop O'Hare High School, and I just fell in love with coaching, and I knew I wanted to get coaching at a high level, and so I knew college coaching would be a great fit for me, and so that's kind of how it took off.
How is it like getting to play collegiate volleyball for Iowa State?
How was it playing collegiate volleyball? It was a great experience. I learned so much from them, and the crazy part is that coaching today, all the lessons that I learned from college are what I'm still implementing today, and so I'm so thankful for the coaching staff that I had and the experience that I had and the girls able to play with, because it has taught me so much, and I'm still able to use those things even today.
What were some of your accomplishments at Iowa, and what was that like getting put on that uniform for them?
You know, it is a very special place. Hilton Coliseum is amazing. The fans are amazing, and they're always rooting for you, home or away. Some of the accomplishments I had was I was an All-American my sophomore year. I was a 3-time Big 12 first teamer, all-region player. Awards I can't really explain, but it was really more about the experience and the lessons that I learned, because without those lessons I wouldn't be here today.
Of course, how was that like, obviously getting to play professional volleyball and going overseas to play?
One of the best experiences of my life. Being able to go overseas and continue to play the sport that I love was amazing. I didn't end up playing for very long, but I'm thankful for the time that I did have and the players I was able to meet.
After your professional playing career, what was that like getting into college coaching?
It was scary at first. You're like, this is completely different. And you're like, am I cut out for this? But my first experience at Indiana lesson was great. And Candace Mills was able to teach me a lot. And she allowed me to do so much. And so I learned a lot from there. And then it just kept progressing. And I kept getting better and better each year. I kept coaching.
Of course, what was that experience like going to Indiana Wesleyan to become the grad assistant?
It was scary at first. I've never been to Indiana. And Marion, Indiana is such a small town. But the people were amazing. It was a great community, a great family environment, and I learned so much. And so I'm forever grateful for her giving me that first opportunity to start in college coaching.
As a grad assistant, what were some of the things that you learned to help you to then eventually become an assistant coach?
Well, fortunately enough, they let me do a lot of things. So I was able to implement some of the weight training that I learned from Iowa State. I was able to coach the hitters while I was able to help with itineraries, just all kinds of things. She allowed me to become a jack of all trades, honestly. Like that, where I learned how to do everything. And honestly, that job probably prepared me the most for Benedictine College, because I was able to coach at the NAI level at a young age, and I learned so much and was able to carry on to Benedictine College.
Of course, what were some of your roles as the recruitment coordinator for Midwest State?
Recruiting coordinator, all the recruiting I kind of went through me. Valerie Armstrong trusted me a lot. We kind of knew each other prior. She had watched me play when I was in college and watched me train. And so we built a great relationship, and I was able to come there and be her assistant, which was awesome. Recruiting, itineraries, social media, anything you can think of to do. And so that was great. Even playing practices, which I know that's tough for some head coaches to let assistants let me do that as well. So we had a great relationship, and I was able to grow tremendously there as well.
Of course, in your coaching career, what was that feeling like becoming a head coach and coming to Benedict?
Becoming a head coach is very interesting. I was scared, but I was like, you know what? If it scares you, you definitely try it. And so it has been a great experience. Charlie Gartmeyer gave me this opportunity, and I'm so grateful to him every single day, because it has been a dream job for me, and I love it every every single day. It's all about adapting and solving problems. And so if you can do that, I think you'll be a good head coach in my book.
Of course, as a head coach, what has it been like obviously building that culture for the volleyball program at Benedictine College?
I think it's about just being every single day. You got to wake up and you got to fight for the culture every single day. I think I have a great group of girls. They work hard. They love the school. They want to be here. And that's what makes my job easy every single day.
Of course, how has recruitment changed as a head coach from your time as an assistant coach?
I feel like you feel a little bit right. Being a head coach is on you. I do have a great staff in web, and I've got great volunteer assistants, but there's more pressure in it. But the easy thing about recruitment is that I actually believe in the school and what it stands for. And so it's easy for me to and get great kids on this campus every.
What does a typical volleyball game day match look like for you as a head coach?
As a head coach, I wake up and I'm actually very chill on game days. I honestly like to watch my favorite show. I'll watch a little bit of film, but I just kind of trust that I prepared them and I trust the process. And I just try to go out and enjoy myself during the game and just trust the process that we did practice. I have taught them everything they need to know and that they're ready to go. So I try to be very chill that day and try to watch my favorite show or listen to music or friends, things like that, the day of the game, honestly, to keep the jitters down.
Of course, for your players, what does a typical game day match look like for them?
For them, they wake up, they go to school, they'll have like a pregame meal together, especially if it's a home match. I like them to eat together so they can bond and get focused for the match. They'll either watch a JV game if we have one, but if not, they'll just get ready for the match. I come in an hour before, I talk to them, and then it's game time and it's warm up and get ready to go.
Who are some of the teams that you face each week in your conference?
Mid-American Nazarene, Park, Central Methodist, Missouri Valley, Baker, Mount Mercy, William Penn, Grandview, Peru State, Graceland. So all great teams in the Heart of America Conference.
Of course, how's that like obviously going to Great Valley and getting to play them on their court versus obviously coming and playing them on your court at home?
Home court advantage is a thing. And so I love playing at home because I love our fans. I love our gym. I love the environment. But I do like playing away. I feel like we have great teams in our conference. And so it's always awesome, get to experience people not wanting you to win. And so obviously I think it's always better to play at home just because I think we have great fans.
How's that been like obviously getting to play some of those non-conference teams in the Division I, like Tennessee Volunteers and ECU Pirates?
Competition is always great. Anytime we can play competition, get out there and get better. It's just about getting better. And we always talk about 1% better each day and winning the day. And so as long as we can get better, we're good with that.
What are some of the things that you've done so far to build a culture for the volleyball program?
I think a lot of team bonding and a lot of building relationships. I believe that players want to play for coaches that actually care about them more than a volleyball player. And so we've really tried to work on that. We brought sports psychologists in to talk with them. I've tried to meet with them every other week. I try to have them in once a week. I try to have an open door policy. So I really think it's about building relationships and making sure that we care about them more than just athletes.
Of course, as a head coach, what is that feeling like getting your step on the court and leading your team to a win match?
It feels great. It feels like your hard work is paying off, which is really great for a head coach. But win or loss, I always am able to learn something. So as long as I'm learning, I'm good. But obviously winning is way more fun, but a lesson is always good at the end of the day.
What does the recruitment process look like for those prospective student athletes looking to play college volleyball?
I think if you're a student athlete looking to play college volleyball, I think you got to get out there and email all the schools that have your major. And I think putting film in there is really, really important. And then I think being persistent with it, trying to get on campus and visiting the school and making sure it's a great fit for you and the team.
As a head coach, what are some of the things that you look at in those prospective student athletes?
The number one thing I look for is character. Like if you don't have great character, you don't have a great attitude, you don't treat your parents well, you don't treat your teammates well, we will not recruit you no matter how talented you are. So character big, and then talent is second.
Of course, when those prospective student athletes come on the official visit, what does that process look like, and how is it like seeing them fall in love with your campus?
They pretty much, we set up they say they want to come visit. We kind of set up the visit for them that kind of caters to the things that they want to see, and they get to talk to someone in their major. We try to make it as specialized for them as possible so they feel at home. We want them to come, like Benedictine College is home. and it's a safe place and a family, and it's a great community environment. And so our prospective athletes, every time they come on campus, they love it. Whether they choose it or not is up to them, but they always have a great experience because we always want to treat people like we would. That's our big, and so I feel that way. And our campus is gorgeous, and so you cannot not love a gorgeous campus, right?
As a head coach, what is it like obviously seeing your players get to put on their jersey for the first time?
It was surreal. Like my very first ever head coaching game, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't really know the talent that we were playing because it was the first match of the season. And I was just really thankful and really, I had a lot of gratitude the first game because, you never really think you'll be a head coach when you're a young kid, and so when you're finally doing it, it's like, oh, this is crazy that this has actually happened. But I was just super grateful and very thankful for the opportunity and just excited for the match to get going, honestly.
Of course, for those seniors, what is that moment like for you as a head coach, seeing those seniors put it on for the last time?
It's always bittersweet because, the last time you play, I can remember the last time that I played the last game I played in college, and it was just sad, but I'm so grateful for them and they made it through. The biggest thing is finishing, and they finished strong and they finished to the very end. And that's what I'm most proud of. And it's always exciting to see them to play on senior night or whatever the case may be, or their last match, because you're like, you did it. You did everything you were supposed to do and went through the finish line. So I'm always excited.
As a head coach and obviously as a former professional athlete, what are some of the things that you're doing to help those athletes prepare for making the professional, whether it's Athletes Unlimited or going internationally to play?
I think I can talk to them about the contracts. I can talk to them about what the experience is going to be like, things they need to prepare for, all those types of things. So I am grateful for my experience, even though it was short, but it was very helpful just so that I can help players that are mine that want to go on and play. And so my experience I think was more for them than it was for me, honestly. But I think I can help them with contracts, knowing exactly what the experience should be like, things they should be looking for, things that they should want in a team. And so I'm grateful for my experience. I'm able to share it with them.
As a head coach, what is it like obviously seeing them go on and live out those dreams of playing professionally?
I think it's an awesome experience. It's always good to see people live out their dreams and follow them. It's very scary to go out and play professional volleyball, going overseas and playing in a different country. So I'm excited for them and always willing to push them forward and promote as much as possible.
As a head coach, what are some of your biggest accomplishments for the program?
It's so interesting. I was just thinking about that the other day. After season, you always think about, okay, what really have I done and what has been accomplished so far? And so making it back to the conference tournament both years that I've been here has been awesome. They hadn't done that in a couple of years prior. So we are making in the right direction. Being able to get camp started here and have 200 kids every single summer come on this campus and visit and play the sport that they love is great. Implementing an alumni match. I mean, so many things have happened in this program, and I'm so thankful for what God has allowed me to do through other people continue to do the sport that they love.
Of course, how has that been like, obviously, going to those conference matches since obviously the team hasn't been for a while?
It was one of my main goals coming here was making sure they got to the conference tournament, obviously in future making it to the national tournament. So it felt great being able to accomplish something, but we still have more work to do, and I'm excited to keep working with them this spring and excited to keep getting better and 1% better and keep winning days over and over again.
Of course, what is that going to feel like, obviously, to build that culture of the championship culture?
It's going to be great. And I'm going to be super thankful as we continue to build. I mean, when we accomplish, we're exciting, but I'll be so grateful for the journey because I know how hard we've all worked to get there. And so I'll be able to look back and say, you know what, it was all worth it in the end. And I know it will be when we get to the state that we want to be at.
What advice would you give those high school athletes that are looking to enter college volleyball as a freshman?
I would say, many coaches as you can and continue just to work on your skills and play as much volleyball as you possibly can. And I would get on a team that makes sure that you can learn all the skills. It's important to learn all the skills, continue to play and email coaches and get your name out there.
What advice would you give those freshmen that are entering their college volleyball playing experience?
I would say learn. Do not expect to be a superstar right away. Rome was not built in a day. So go in there, learn, and be willing to embrace new and adapt and all those good things. So yeah, I can't say it enough and stress it enough. Learn.
What advice would you give those college volleyball players that are entering their senior year looking at playing professionally whether it's Athletes Unlimited overseas or for the national team?
I would say train as much as you can, talk to your coaches as much as you can, get as much advice as you can from people that have played professionally or overseas, and then try to have the best year you can possibly have and play the best that you can so that you can't be seen by other people. That's what I would say to them.
What advice would you give those people that are looking to one day make the Olympics?
I think dream big and continue to train and get better and be around the best players you can possibly be around to make sure you're getting better every single day. If someone isn't pushing you, that's probably not the best gym to be in. That's what I would say. So get somewhere where you can be better.
What advice would you give those future coaches, whether it's assistant coaches or head coaches looking to get started in coaching at college?
I would say be willing to, learn. I know I'm saying the same answers over and over again, but I just feel like if you want to coach in college, you have to be willing to learn and adapt and solve problems. And so I would just encourage all young coaches to get out there and be under someone that knows a lot about the game and that can teach you and that can propel you and help you become whatever your dream is, whether it's an assistant, a head, or whatever the case may be.
What advice would you give those head coaches that are looking to build their own program and build their own legacy?
I would say get some great mentors. You need mentors around you. You cannot do it by yourself. No matter how much I want to do it by myself, I know that I can't. I know I need more experienced coaches around me all the time that can give me advice and encourage me and push me forward, just like I can encourage them and push them forward. So I think mentorship, having great people around you that are positive and that are moving you forward and that are here for you and want to see you be successful.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the program app?
Just simple, Victoria Hurtt. And then you can always find me on the Benedictine College website. And yeah, you can contact me there if you're a recruit or need some advice. I'm always open to help other people learn and grow in the sport that we all love.
Thank you again, Coach Victoria Hurtt, for your interview, and best of luck in your future as the Benedict College head volleyball coach.
Thank you so much.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Victoria Hurtt, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.